Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel, Peace, Love, Faith, and Divine Union. And so sorry, this video is low like my last one. The clip to my ring broke, and I was like, this is not going to stop me from doing videos. I'll just have to go get one maybe tomorrow. So if it's like, what's going on with this? Hey, it's really up close. So you know what? We're up close and personal today. If you're new, thank you for joining me today. I am Kanisha, and I am a Twin Flame Certified Ascension Coach. I am in union with my true Twin Flame. Isn't he so handsome right there? And on this channel, I really love to make a space where we can talk about twin flames, self-concept, healing limiting beliefs, and really diving into divine love and becoming your fully aligned, authentic self. And also on this channel, we really go deep into healing, spiritual awakening, energetic alignment, and really transforming your subconscious beliefs and truly what it means to embody the love that you desire. So today I wanted to speak on the topic of what if I'm doing the inner work, but there is zip zero nada movement from my twin flame. And that means there's no communication, maybe no texting, no apology, no physical union, no confirmation that they're even still on this earth, vibing and walking around. There's no signs of things changing externally. And it's just silence, like a radioactive silence. Okay. So honestly, the stage can feel very heartbreaking. I have complete compassion. I know how this goes. However, it can start to feel like, what the heck is the point? Why am I doing all this work? I hear this a lot from my clients. I'm the only one doing the work in my union, and I'm resentful about it. Am I doing something wrong? Why does it feel like everyone else gets movement except for me? And really, like, what if this healing is not actually working? And I share this with you because I asked myself those same exact things. At one point, I was looking at the Twin Flame Ascension coach list for all the coaches that are coaches that I know that I work with. And I'm like looking at the page and I'm like, I am literally the only coach who does not know who their twin flame is. And that was at one point. So I felt very not qualified to help people come into union. But what I found is as I help people work through their blocks, it brought up a lot around my inner healing. And I started just moving through the inner healing with them as well too. And very naturally and quickly, because I embodied and went all in with my life purpose, my true twin flame fully revealed himself. So know that if you've ever felt all those things that I have just shared, you are not alone. Okay. You're not the one person that God didn't create with a true twin flame. If you hear twin flame talkers telling you that not everyone has a twin flame, I'm so sorry. Click off, delete them from your what is that called? Your feed, because that is not true. It is just not true. It isn't like God didn't look at you and was like, sorry, you don't get a divine counterpart. Like, that's crazy. Okay. Every person, even nuns, at one lifetime, they weren't a nun, but they did have a divine counterpart. And for whatever reason, in this lifetime, they decided, hey, boo, we're not going to come together in physical union because this is what our soul needs. Now, if you're here watching this video and you're aware of the twin flame journey, that means that your soul had decided we're coming into union this lifetime, okay? So do not fret or like fear that you're not coming into union. You're just healing separation consciousness. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. You got to heal your blocks to love, and you will naturally magnetize and attract your divine lover into your life. But what if it's like, I'm doing all this work and nothing's happening? Okay, so actually, this is one of the deepest tests on the twin flame journey, which is, can you continue choosing love, alignment, healing, peace, and yourself even before the external reality catches up? And so this is something that is one of the hardest truths about the twin flame journey. It's that your inner work is not a manipulation. You're not doing the inner work to try to get something from them, whether that is communication, a committed relationship. They are you. So if you're trying to get love or validation or reassurance outside of you, then they're going to mirror giving that love, validation, and reassurance to something that is not you. Okay? I hope that makes sense, because they have to mirror you in every given moment. It does not turn off. So if you're not communicating with some aspect of you, this could be your finances, this could be something around your life purpose. This could just literally be you not listening to your intuition. This could be knowing that there are habits that you continuously play out that are not in alignment for your highest good, and that you already know you should not be doing, but you do them anyways. That's you not listening to yourself and listening to the communication that your inner self is telling you, and you just ignore it. So then you're wondering why your twin flame's ignoring you. Like, they are you, y'all. Like, they are your perfect mirror. And so the healing is not a way to control them. Let me do my inner work and love myself here, and then I should get confirmation, right? No, it does not work that way. It's not a magic formula to make your twin flame text you tomorrow. And I think a lot of people unconsciously approach healing from this energy that if I heal enough, then they'll come back. But I found that that's still attachment. And this is you still trying to control the outcome if you're approaching it that way. And so when you stop putting your peace in someone else's hands, that is when you really see the shift happen. And the real shift happens within you first. In order to get them to change, you have to change first, and you have to change for yourself, not to get something from them. So, for example, I was always seeking validation from men, from my family, because I never got it as a child. I'd only get it when I got good grades. That was it. Other than that, I did not get validation or reassurance, and I wasn't unconditionally loved in the way that I was supposed to. So I was always continuously trying to seek being loved and being chosen and being taken care of. And I would get it for a short period of time from people, but then it would like dissipate. And I'm like, here I go again, back into the cycle of not being chosen, wanted, loved. And I would just keep seeking outside of myself. And finally, I got so tired of doing that that I was like, F it, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to give myself all of the reassurance and the validation, all the love that I need. And I'm going to stop trying to get it from other people. And I'm just going to go to God for it. And long and behold, my twin flame started just randomly giving me like just like love and validation and reassurance in ways that I didn't even know I needed it, but like I wasn't expecting it. And it literally got to a point where our friends were like, are you guys dating? Because this man treats you like you're his woman. And so we weren't even in a committed relationship before he started validating, you look beautiful, and I love the way that you think, and that makes a lot of sense, Kanisha. Or just loving me by always taking care of my meals. Anytime we were with friends, again, I'm not his woman at this point. Technically, I am because I'm his twin flame. But on the reality surface level, 3D nonsense, we were not dating, boyfriend and girlfriend. However, he would always pay for my meals. If we went anywhere, he always took care of me. If we were driving with friends, he'd be like, Kanisha and I will meet you there. And he would drive me. Like, he would take care of me as if I was his woman. And that was because I was continuously loving myself and taking care of myself the way that I wanted to be taken care of. But I wasn't expecting it from him. He just mirrored it back to me. So I hope that makes sense. And so sometimes the external movement takes time. It literally requires a foundation, and that foundation needs to be built internally. One second, my twin flame's calling me. Okay, sorry, he needed help with something. All right. Let me think about what I was talking about. Sorry. Foundation. Talk about foundation. You have to create an internal foundation, and this foundation cannot be built on sand. It will melt and fall apart. Your foundation has to be built on unconditional love, because unconditional love is like steel. It's like cement. It's not going to just crumble when someone blows on it, okay? Or when a trigger comes up or when an upset arises. You really want to create a foundation eternally where that foundation looks like, oh, someone disrespected me. I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to be like, okay, let me remove myself from that because that doesn't actually respect me. And I choose to respect myself. Or this person is only wanting to take from me. So I'm going to remove myself from that space. I'm going to look at myself internally. Are there places where I'm just taking from myself or where I'm saying that this habit and this pattern and this cycle is okay? And if so, I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to put a healthy boundary, not a wall, a boundary. And if you can't treat me with unconditional love and want to equally give to me, then I'm going to love you from afar. Okay. So I really want you to, imagine this. I want you to say, if God handed you your union fully today, full harmonious union, everything that comes with it, he handed it to you right now. Does your nervous system actually feel safe holding it? Or do you have intrusive thoughts and feelings of like, well, what if they leave again? And that seems too good to be true. And that's impossible. If you feel that, that lets you know that you're entertaining and your predominant feeling state is separation. Because if not, then the question would be like, well, would I trust that this is for me? Would I sabotage it? Would I fear losing it? Would old wounds come up to the surface and I'm still trying to control the relationship? Because sometimes what feels like nothing is happening is actually deep preparation for what's actually happening beneath the surface. So your healing is healing those things that are happening beneath the surface. One of the things God gave me during my time of preparing for my union was my healing was like a tree. And when you plant something, for instance, a tree, the roots start from underneath first before the tree even comes up. And say this is a fruit tree, okay? Because our union is part of the fruits. Our union is the fruit. It's the juicy thing. It's the thing we want. We want to enjoy it and really savor it. So if your healing is the tree, the roots have to go beneath the surface first. And then finally it sprouts out and we see some movement. And then eventually it becomes this like thick tree that isn't being moved. Even if there's wind, whatever, it's not going to be destroyed. It's not going to fall over. And the last thing that produces on that tree is the fruit. So that is what your twin flame journey is like. And if you're not here for it, then God bless your soul. But if you're like, okay, like I'm waiting, I'm going to wait for it to produce fruit. And guess what? Every year it's going to produce more fruit. That's just the truth. So when God gave me that analogy, I was just like, oh my God, this is so true. Like things are happening under the surface, even though I can't see it. I am literally rooting myself into a solid foundation. The trunk of the tree is the solid foundation. Then finally the leaf sprout, that might be like having consistent communication. And then the fruit, which is your harmonious union. Okay. And I really understood in that way when God gave me that analogy of it requires patience. I'm not going to go dig up the seed wondering if it's going to plant. Like that would be ruining it. And that's just like you doing the mirror exercise and then being like, did they text me? Or did they come back? Like that's where you want to be very careful on this process of the journey. And so I hear people say all the time, like, oh, it doesn't work for me. This only works for like a few people. No, it's the few people who choose to work the process all the way that they see results. A lot of people give up before, just like literally they're right there and then they give up. And it breaks my heart to see that happen. So I don't wish that for you. And then sometimes there is like massive energetic shifts that are happening that you cannot see, and all of a sudden it just like shifts like that. And that's what happened in my journey. And I've heard this from many other people who are in their harmonious union. Was 1 minute they were in union, and then the next minute, like, oh, we're choosing to do that. We're doing this. And that's how it was for my union, where we were not talking for like a month. He wasn't even answering my phone calls. He was upset with me about something. I made the core choice to let go of all upsets and to just choose love. And I called him and he finally answered. And we kind of had a little bit of a rough conversation, but I kept choosing love the entire time. And he just said, man, after this conversation, I just want to like let this all go. I don't even want to like think about it again. What do you want from this, Kanisha? And I was like, I want you. I want us. I want to grow old together. I want to have babies with you. I want to live a life with you. That's what I want. And he was just like, okay. And I was dumbfounded because for like 2 years, we went back and forth about being together. And finally, he was just like, okay. And when we talk about it now, he was like, it was actually quite easy. He's like, because you chose me. And I realized, like, in the same moment, like, I wanted you too. Like, I did want to be with you. I just had a lot of fears and I had a lot of insecurities. He was like, but you were so sure about us that it helped me relax in knowing that, like, God kept showing me it was you. And I just had to let go of control and I had to let go of how it was going to work out. And I just had to trust. And I knew that I loved you and I knew that you loved me in that moment too. And so it just shifted and we've been together ever since. Y'all, it can just shift so quickly. But I didn't give up. And I didn't give up every time we had a conversation about being in union and it was a no. Like I was just like, okay, we have more to heal here. That's okay. Like you're worth it. I'm worth it. This is worth it. I'm going to keep going. So really, your twin flame may just be processing that they're awakening, that they're healing, that they're having to face these fears and release old patterns and just working through resistance. So don't give up, y'all. Do not give up. And just because they're not communicating externally does not mean that movement isn't happening internally. Now, I also want to say this, and I hope this is sounds lovingly, like I really desire for it to come off lovingly, but sometimes people think that they're doing the inner work and they're just actually obsessing. Okay, I was one of those people, which is why I'm bringing it up. And this is gonna look like watching tarot readings all day about the divine masculine coming home. Y'all, I used to spend hours, like my entire day just watching YouTube videos and checking his social media constantly and analyzing every angel number and living in emotional survival mode and just hyper focusing on the connection instead of myself. And I know that a lot of my new clients who come in are literally in that space. So I say this with a lot of compassion, but that is not peace and that is not surrender and it's not embodiment. The true inner work creates more groundedness and more wholeness and more emotional stability. And it really builds trust with yourself. And it really builds a deeper connection and oneness with God and yourself. So no more obsessing, y'all. Like, no more obsessing. And honestly, one of the biggest shifts that happened in my own journey is when I stopped making my healing about getting movement from my twin flame. And I really started making it about healing all of these places that were insecure and doubtful and feeling not chosen and becoming the version of me who felt whole regardless what was happening in my reality. And that is really when everything changed, because your healing is not about failing because the physical reality is not caught up yet. Like, thank God we don't manifest everything we want in the instant moment, because we would all be like hanging out with our false twin flames. Okay. Like, okay, we would all be married to our false twin flames. Thank God that is not the truth. That is not the case. So I'm going to give you just a quick analogy. I've given this in my other videos, and that is the Amazon package. Okay. So on Amazon, you have the option to subscribe and like have something come through. We'll say shampoo. Okay. You have a shampoo be delivered to you every month at the same time. And that is your Amazon package. That's your subscription. The subscription is an analogy for the thought process that you continuously run. Okay. So every day you're having the same thought process, and you decide that you're going to change the thought process, or you decide you're going to change the shampoo. Okay. Hang with me here. And so after being on this thought process, hence shampoo, for so long that Amazon decides to call you and was like, hey, we saw that you put in a new order. Is this what you really wanted? Because you've been ordering the same shampoo for years, like years. And you're like, yeah, that's what I want. And they're like, okay, so sorry. We sent you the old one. You don't have to open the package. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. And you can just return it and wait for the new one. Okay. So, your old thought process is something you've been running on for years, okay? And you decide that you're changing your old thought process, your old ways, all right? And even though you've made the core choice to change it, it still shows up. And you can either take on the old thought and the old way of doing something, or you can be like, no, I said no to this. I'm going to do the new thought or do the new habit, whatever it is. And you have to be patient with that process, that delay process of really grounding into it. And so you're not going to be looking out the door every 2 seconds after putting in the order and wondering if your Amazon package is there. No, you go do other things. You go, maybe you go try a new hairstyle, or you go do other things with your life. You're not checking for this package. And eventually it shows up at your front door. Okay. So it's the same for your thought process. Eventually, it just becomes the thing that you're thinking about, and the way you move through life, it just becomes the new habit and the new pattern and the new thought process. But there is a delay. There is a process where there's something that delays. But if you take the delay, then you're going to delay it even more. And you're going to go right back to the old package, the old way of being. Or you can say, no, I know what I want is coming on the way. I'm going to be patient through the process and trust that it's going to be delivered. Okay? So the shampoo can also be an analogy of your harmonious union. It is coming. It is literally just arriving. And in order to come into harmonious union, you have to change your thought process. You can't entertain separation and try to entertain harmonious union. It does not work. It's not the same vibration. There's a dissonance. And so you have to come into harmony within yourself. That means your thoughts are harmonized. Your thoughts are, my harmonious union is already mine. It's my natural state of being. It's how I was created. It's what my twin flame desires too. We're meant to be together. Versus my reality is showing me this. So twin flame union is not possible. They don't want me. They don't choose me. But yet you're trying to choose your harmonious union in your heart. They just don't vibe together. So coming into union with yourself is crucial. That's the foundation that you're building. And you don't want to just keep thinking that you're not doing enough, because that too is a delay. If you continuously believe you're not doing enough, you're going to experience in your reality not enoughness. Okay. So I really hope that I'm making sense here. And if you're like, Kanisha, I need you to break it down even more, like pretend I'm 5 years old, put it in the comments. I'll help you out here. Okay. So really, you just have to trust the process. You have to water the seed, the new seed that's growing, the new thought process is growing. You got to water it. You got to stay consistent with it. You have to allow the roots to deepen before the results become visible. And I really feel deeply that for some of you watching right now, you may be in the root season. Okay. Don't worry. The fruit season is coming, but I need you to be patient. Okay. I need you to water it. I need you to have sun. I need you to go live your life. I need you to really enjoy being with yourself, enjoy life, because if you don't enjoy yourself and you don't enjoy life, that is not a fun foundation or a life for your twin flame to come into. It's just not. Okay. So honestly, those seasons are sacred, and it's important that you just take it day by day, because ultimately this is teaching you to stop living from external validation. And it's teaching you how to anchor into your own worth, into your own peace, and your own connection with love, really, without needing constant confirmation. So You may have healed abandonment on one level, and now deeper levels are coming to the surface. You may have healed rejection, and now a fear of receiving healthy love is coming up. Maybe healing um, feels like you're just like going one direction, but it's not linear. It's like a spiral, really. And sometimes people think they've already worked on something. I do this all the time. Like, I already worked on this. Well, it happens in spirals. So you're just going deeper and you're getting even more stronger in that space and more honest with yourself each time. And you're just revealing layers. So I truly believe one of the greatest transformations on the twin flame journey is just staying open to not needing the results, immediate results, and just trusting that they're going to come. When you can give yourself validation and reassurance and not need the validation and reassurance on the outside, you will see it unfold. And that is real faith. It's real embodiment. It's real surrender. And it's not giving up on yourself or your union just because things take a little bit longer than what your ego expects it to. Okay, guys? I promise you, I know it can hurt when you miss them and when you don't have communication and when you just want reassurance. And that is really where the work is. That's where you have to look at, oh, where am I missing myself? Where am I not communicating with myself? Where am I not reassuring myself? And I'm looking for all of these things outside of me. The twin flame journey is meant to redirect you inwardly into God so that you're not looking to anyone else as your source. You're looking directly to the divine as your source. And know that your purpose is still unfolding. You have so much joy and love coming your way. You're not meant to live alone. You were created with the divine counterpart. So don't just wait. Go build your best life. So when they come in, they get to enjoy it with you. And guess what? When you're building your best life, they're your perfect mirror. So they're building their best life too, and you bring your lives together. If you're waiting, guess what they're doing? They're waiting. Okay. They're your perfect mirror. I really hope this like ingrains in y'all. Okay. So I really encourage you, go build your life, go create joy, go deepen your relationship with God and your loved ones, go nourish your body, go create, go have joy, go rest, go become so fully alive that you're so busy doing life that they just magnetize to you. Okay. Stop waiting. And I really hope that this process becomes much easier for you. If you want more support on your journey, definitely feel free to book a 30-minute intro session with me so I can help you become more aligned and really find the next step for you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys so much for staying all the way to the end. I appreciate you so much. If you have questions, please drop them down in the comments below. I love interacting with you guys, and I love you, beautiful souls, so much. I will see you in the next video.